So we bought a wrecked 2016 Honda CB500F from Copart and towed it home. And this is exciting because for me, this is like a brand new bike. Now that we have it, what was the cost to get it home? What will it cost to fix it? And what are we gonna do with this thing? So if you're not already familiar, Copart is an online salvage auction site. Basically, after a vehicle gets into an accident, this is one of the places it might end up. And there are a number of insurance companies selling vehicles here, but individuals can also sell on Copart. Now when you're buying wrecked vehicles at a salvage auction, it seems to be a better idea to buy them from an insurance company, as the insurance companies are less likely to tamper with the vehicles, and what you see is what you get. Here is my understanding of how insurance claims work. Basically, a vehicle gets into an accident, and then an insurance claim is made. The vehicle then goes to a repair shop or an insurance claim adjuster who determines the cost of repairing the vehicle. And if that repair cost is higher than the value of the vehicle is totaled out. And that is when it goes to this Copart salvage auction. Because the insurance company will pay out that claim to the vehicle owner, and then they, the insurance company, take possession of the vehicle, and they want to get as much money back out of this vehicle as they can. They send it to auction. It's a no hassle sort of situation. It goes out for bid, people bid on it, and the insurance company gets some money back. And these auctions on the insurance company owned vehicles are more likely to be what Copart calls a pure auction, meaning that it goes for whatever it goes for. There's no reserve price. They can also in Copart have reserve price auctions in which there's essentially secret price. And if the bidding doesn't get at least to that price, they don't have to sell it. Now this happened to me once when I was bidding on an FC07, and it was very sad because I won the auction, but I didn't get the bike because the reserve price was higher than what I had bid for it. Now the CB500 that I just won was from a Progressive insurance auction, and it was classified as having damage all over, and it indeed has damage on all four corners. Now I won the auction for $350, but Copart appears to make its money by charging additional fees. So in addition to the $350 winning bid, there was a $150 buyer fee, there was a $39 virtual bid fee, and a $59 gate fee. Now those are all standard fees for Copart when you're buying a vehicle through Copart. Some of them are set fees, like the gate fee is always $59, but the other fees can vary depending upon the actual price paid at the auction. My $350 is on the low end of prices for any auction vehicle. If you're paying on higher ends, vehicles can sell for tens of thousands of dollars on Copart, and so those are gonna have a higher buyer fee than what I paid. So on my CB500, I paid a total of $588 to acquire it from Copart. But then I need to get the bike home. Now, although what I actually did was drive halfway across the country to pick up this bike, what I'm gonna talk about right now is I'm gonna pretend that I drove from the shop here in New York to Pennsylvania, which is about 250 miles, and I'm gonna give cost numbers based upon that distance because that's more of a real world scenario. You're not typically picking up a bike while you're traveling across the country. It's hard to do the math that way, so let's just go with this pretend scenario for now. Now I don't own a trailer or a truck. I do own a car with a tow hitch. Yeah, it's fancy. So what I did was I went down to the Copart facility, which was about 250 miles from my house. I rented a trailer for $155, and then I picked the bike up at Copart and towed it back to my house. And my car, the 250 miles down there, it's 27 miles per gallon. The 250 miles back, it's 21 miles per gallon towing a motorcycle apparently. And at an average cost of $2.39 per gallon, it cost me $50 in gas to go down to pick up the bike, plus the cost of the trailer, plus the cost of acquiring the bike. To get the bike to my house was $794. And now I am the proud owner of a wrecked motorcycle.
So quick first glance at our bike here, it has a lot of damage.
Now I did look into hiring someone else to pick up the bike for me. I went on UShip, which is a very popular shipping arrangement website, and the lowest bid I could get on there was $450. Now I only had like 3 days to pick up the bike before I would incur storage fees at Copart, and there's a whole nother expense proposition to be aware of. However, I had the time to go pick up the bike myself, and I was able to do it for $205. Now what am I going to do with this bike? I see two options. One, I can repair it back to stock form, or two, I can customize it. So let's try and figure out how much it would actually cost me to return this bike to stock form, because that's something I might want to do. And since it's a convenient way to get accurate figures for parts cost, let's go to dealer list prices. So front left fork, $95 to repair.
These bent handlebars, $42. Front brake lever, $61. We're missing a battery. A new one is $143 from the dealer. Gas tank is $329 for a brand new one. Regulator rectifier, $124. Mirrors, $125. Taillights, $152.
And to replace all the stock plastics, $500. So to do a full retail dealer cost restoration on this bike would cost me about $1,750 in parts. But of course, there is the option of buying used parts. However, looking on eBay, the cost of all the plastics, the fairings and all that stuff, not much different than buying them new. So some used parts I can save money on and others maybe not. I estimate that using used parts I can restore the bike for about $1,250. And what might it cost to customize the bike? If I don't replace the stock plastics, that's $500 of cost just gone. And by buying used parts and shopping around for deals on parts and making my own custom parts, I believe I can shave about $630 off stock dealer prices. But if we're going to customize it, that means some additional costs to change the look of the bike, such as a new headlight, a different seat, welding supplies, material supplies for metals and things like that. And those add up, I estimate around $600 for those sorts of costs. So my estimated cost for customizing it would be $1,185, which compares to $1,750 for doing a full dealer cost restoration of the bike and $1,250 for doing a restoration using used parts. Now, if we go the restoration route and go the used parts route, we could potentially have a CB500 2016 for $2,044. Which is significantly cheaper than the $4,000 they're currently going for on Cycle Trader. Now our bike would have a salvage title, so you can go ahead and deduct 30% of the value of the bike due to the salvage title alone. So when we're done restoring the bike, it would be worth about $2,800, which if we wanted to sell it would mean a profit of about $756, which if you take into account the amount of time I will spend repairing this bike, this is not a profitable venture. So buying wrecked bikes on Copart does not appear to be a wise financial choice, if you are planning on reselling them. At current, we still need to strip the bike and determine if there's any further damage that I've not yet accounted for. But this provides a rough estimate of costs and allows us to move forward and make a decision on which direction we want to go with the bike.
My good news here, it appears, at least at the last inspection date, this only had 1,500 miles on it. So we have the battery and the little battery tender hooked up to the bike here. I've just hooked it up to the battery connections on the actual bike. So the positive is positive, negative is negative, and those go straight to the battery that's down here, and that makes everything work. So with those hooked up, we're going to turn the key on the bike and see what we get. The real mystery here is how many miles does this actually have on it? If we turn the key. Oh yeah. It's got 2,200 miles on it. Oh, it doesn't tell me the miles per gallon. 58.5 miles per gallon is what it was getting. Oh my God, that is fantastic. 58.5, man. Total mileage 2226. That's awesome. The headlight works. Horn works. High beams work. The brake light works. Here's the tail light. The tail light works. It lights up. There's just no lens. The brake light works on that thing. Amazing. Alright, so if I turn the bike on, and then I foolishly go to start it, it runs. That's a major thing we don't have to worry about.
That's a plus.
Yeah.
And since my estimates to restore or customize are so similar, the real question here is, what do we actually want to do? What does our heart tell us to do with this bike? Do we want to restore or do we want to customize? And also, this is a good example of how having skills can save you money. Because if you wanted to buy a 2016 CB500F right now, this is in 2019, you would spend roughly $4,000 according to the bikes listed on Cycle Trader. You might be able to find better deals in other avenues like Facebook, Craigslist, or whatever. But using this as our metric, Cycle Trader, $4,000. Or you could possibly find a bike with a salvage title already that has already been rebuilt by somebody else, and you should pay about $2,800 for that bike. But you'd be depending upon the person you're buying it from to have rebuilt that bike properly. That's always a questionable thing, and that's why salvage title vehicles are always 30% lower in value, because there's risk involved in buying them. And the third option is to rebuild one yourself, which provides you with all kinds of opportunities for fun and learning new skills. And you could do that for, theoretically, a little over $2,000. And that is half of the cost of buying one at like the normal way people would buy them. And so for me, being a cheap guy, that is a real incentive for learning how to do stuff myself. And that's what this channel is all about, and that is why you should subscribe to this channel, learn how to do these things yourself, and save yourself some money. You can even not only save money, but it provides greater opportunity to get vehicles you might not be able to afford otherwise and enjoy life a little bit more. And that's why I say keep on wrenching, because I want you to keep on wrenching and learning new skills so you can enjoy life more. So let me know what you think of this build. What do you think we should do with this bike? Do you want to see it restored to a normal stock CB500, or do you want to customize it? And do you want to see a scrambler, a cafe racer, tracker? What do you want to see? What do you think the potential lies in the CB500 for customization? Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.